Morning, it's Tracy once again, and today we're going to have a look at creating a learning goal in the PebblePad Plus e-portfolio. First of all, we just click on Add New, go to a plan, and an action plan seems to be the best template to use for the learning goals. So clicking on there. Save your record as. I'm suggesting that you use your subject code first of all, so it might be WS3503 or WS5303. Learning goal, and then the concept that it relates to. So for this one I'm doing values and ethics. The next section is the overall aim, so this is where you can actually put your learning goal in. So for mine, in the example that I used in the presentation, was to identify one ethical dilemma that arose in the casework process. The current situation, describe what you can currently do or the stage you are at in a project or other development activity. What is it you are trying to change? So for me it might be that from my previous studies I am unclear how involuntary clients can be involved in the casework process in an ethical manner. I have values of being client-led and believe that I may not be able to work in a setting that involves involuntary clients, but am open to learning how this might happen. Yeah? So that's my current situation. At a short, so what do I need to do? I may need to observe other workers interacting with voluntary clients. And as I'm writing this, I'm actually thinking now that my learning goal has actually become a little bit more clearer. So it's actually more around identifying a process for working with involuntary clients. In the casework process. That also might change again as I move through. So you can start to see how just the process of this lets you clarify and reflect on your learning goals. So we're going to open that. So we're going to, actually what we're going to do is observe. So we might discuss how workers interact with involuntary clients. We might observe them in action. We also might and then debrief with the worker and possibly the client. And we might do that in the first half of placement. So let's just look at, as you can see I'm doing this in November. We might do that by the end of December, and we can do that close. Is there something else we could do? We could actually research some case studies. And I might utilise my library time to research different agencies or workers' approaches to this issue. Yeah? And I might have that done by mid-placement, so we might do that around about the same time. Yeah. And you can go on and go on and go on. And then the completion deadline might be the end of placement, it might be the end of the mid-placement evaluation. You can put a date in there if you want to, okay? So then we're going to start thinking about, well, what are the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats for me completing this? So the strengths are that this agency works with involuntary clients. And this section is really a great opportunity for you to engage with your field educator to talk about these. The weaknesses might be that clients may not be agreeable to me watching or observing their interactions. Yeah. There might be opportunities to link in with other services within that agency or visit other agencies working with involuntary clients. There might be risk management. Think of all those things and go through them with your field educator. Who are the people that can help you? So your field educator, and what are you hoping they can do to help? So it might be supervision, it might be linking you in, introducing you to other services. Yeah, be really specific. Liaisons, might want guidance around research, journal articles. Clients provide feedback, might be colleagues. You get the idea, yeah? The more information you put in, the more beneficial this action plan will be in the long run. List any books or journals. So have you read any books, or has your field educator got some ideas around that? Online resources. Are there some websites that you could utilise? Are there some websites for the consumer group that you're working with, or the client group that you're working with? Is there any workshops coming up within your agency, or that your field educator knows about, that you might be able to access? Are there any other resources that you can think of? Yeah. And then what have you learnt from thinking about this, writing about it, or carrying out this plan? So my reflection might be that I feel confident in working ethically and true to self when working with voluntary clients, but really unsure about how I transition my framework practice to involuntary clients. And why do I think the process might be different? Aren't people Yeah. Okay, so that's a reflection. Once again, the more that you put in, the more that you'll get out of it. Down here is the tagging, and this is really, really important for you to be able to collate your information for mid-placement and final evaluation. So I really suggest you do as many tags as you can. You can do, as I say, as many. I already have some tags in there, and you'll notice that they will come up as I start typing, but to start off with, you can just type. So obviously a really good tag would be the subject code, so 3503, and you just put a comma and it turns into a tag. A learning goal, because we're going to try and collate all the learning goals together later. I would use the practice framework language and also the AASW language. And for that, I can just go back to my practice framework here. And see, values and ethics already has written in there that it's around ethical practice and organisational practice. As a starting point, it can be inclusive of many, many more. But as a starting point, it can be ethical practice and organisational practice. I think it's actually also going to be inclusive of reflection. Yeah. And as you add those, they will go into the bank of tags, and so next time when you're going in, you can just open up See All Tags and select from there. Yeah. So just save that. We can now preview that by up here with the eye, preview this asset. And we can have a look at it in this format, or we can actually have a look at it as a full screen preview to see what it looks like. We can change that background if we wish. So we can go back, just closing that down, go back to here to edit this asset and changing this top banner. Okay, so maybe I'm going to choose coffee beans. You can also go up and down. Oh, that's nice. I might choose that one. So I'm going to have a look at that. So I'm going to preview the asset. I'm going to go to full screen. Full screen. And that's how it comes out on. Okay. So I'm happy with that now. I'm now going to go back to edit. You could also add or put some comments in there, and that's most probably where your field educator can put some in there once you've shared it, but we're not up to that stage yet. We're just creating the learning goal. We're going to save this. We're going to close it, and when we go to find it, we go up to the asset store. This is where all your assets are going to be stored. Yeah. And so now you're going to find it here. WS3503 Learning Goals, Values and Ethics. You'll also see there's my WS3503 Learning Goal Skills that I created step by step in the presentation. And I also have another one there, 3503 Learning Goal Methods. But if we go into this one, we click on there, we can either view it, we can edit it, we can delete it, we can share it with our field educator and liaison, submit it, publish, add to, and organise. So if we were just going to go back in and view it, up it comes. Okay, and from there we can start to edit again. Okay. Well, that's all for this session. I hope you enjoy it. Get in there and have a go. Create as many as you like. The ones that you create most probably will have to change a little bit, but you can edit those once you get on placement and have the discussion with your field educator about what is doable on placement. But good luck and have fun with that.